Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special unboxing. I think this is going to be a three-part unboxing because this is coming in from Mr. Eddie. And if y'all know Mr. Eddie, you need to go check out his channel. He's got a great Instagram account and he also has a YouTube channel and he makes custom fixed blades, which I bought one of his and just reviewed recently. Love it. It's the creamy, dreamy, subtly subtle slicer. That's what I called it. It's the Milk II. But anyways, this is coming in from him. He's loaning me some knives, some crazy, wacky knives that I need to check out. So thank you to Mr. Eddie. Yeah, let's take a look. All right, so today I'm opening it up with my Prince Customs Protean. This is the one that another awesome channel member helped me get a hold of because I couldn't get onto it. But I love this knife. Such a great little knife. It's like a Para 3. It's got the ergos and it fits your hand and it's super slicey and just so many awesome design elements in this thing. All right, so I put a list together of some knives I really wanted to check out. All right, so here we got a Microtech. Here we have another Microtech, and then we have another knife here. So there's going to be a three-part thing. Just make sure he doesn't sneak another knife in there, which he has been known to do. So we're going to do, why don't we, I don't think most of these are Microtechs, so we'll check those out for later. Let's open this first one here and see what this one is. Okay, so it's in a little bubble wrap package. So like I said, this will probably be part one for the first one because each of these knives are going to be worth, I think, a review of their own. All right, so this is the North Arms, I believe this is the one made in Canada knife. Everybody's talking about this. I would love to have had a chance to get one of these. They always seem to be sold out. This is in CPM Magna Cut. Oh, I got a little spec sheet here. Blade hardness 6062, not my favorite, but you know, there you go. 30-degree angle edge, which means 15 degrees behind the edge, I believe, inclusive. Yeah, so 15 degrees each. That's going to be slicing. All right, closing lock bar. All right, got some jimping on there. All right, so you can take a look at this if you want. There you go. I'll zoom in on this, and then you can just like pause it and watch. All right, so very, very cool. Thank you, Mr. Eddie, for including that so everyone can see. Put that back in the bag so I don't lose it, and put this back over here on the side. All right, so what we're looking at, I'll get it off camera so it can focus. So this is the Northern Arms. Am I saying it correctly? Skaha. Let's read it. It's Skaha II. This is the Skaha II. The Skaha. I don't know why I went to do Skaha, but Skaha. All right, so that's the name of the knife. All right, so this is the Arctic Storm. Looks like a fat carbon Arctic Storm. I like it. I like that a lot. All right, it's got a wire clip, nice wire clip. Seems, you know, I don't know how much space you have there for your stuff, but it is a steel clip, very cool. Not reversible, right hand tip up only, not super deep, but that's all right. It's got a lanyard loop, so definitely priority. Looks like you have some standoffs too in the back. Very thick, robust clip. One way of opening is going to be a flipper, so let's do it. All right, very nice. Oh, I like the drop point. Really nice, crisp drop point. Very minimum. Nice little etched on there. Can you see that? Northern Arms. And then what do we have right here? Magna Cut 3879. I don't know if 3879 is the part number or the number of the knife. I don't know how that works. Looking on inside, you've got the liner lock. It's an inset liner lock. Looks like it is screwed in place. Trying to see what we got in here. Is it, looks like it's screwed in place. I guess the screw here holds that liner lock. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay. It is probably a steel bar. Let's assume it's a steel bar. Is it? Yeah, it's a steel bar. So steel bar insert. So that's obviously awesome. Nice cutaway. It's a little tight there, but let's see how well does that work. Whoa. Okay, so that is almost feels assisted in shutting. That's crazy. Wait a second. Hold on. Wow. Okay, so it's very drop shutty. It is like, it just makes, so if you like the Rask, you know, Grimsmo knives, the Rask, if you like Herman, you know, the Herman's like the Sting, you're going to love this absolute crazy drop shut. All right, let's see. How's that handle to ratio? Okay, so it's, I mean, you maximizing the blade to handle ratio. I mean, I can't reach it. I can reach in there, but it is like right close. I mean, this is like sheer Goroff extension right in the scale, right? Perfectly centered. Really, really nice. Nice thin blade. We'll do the measurements in the full review of this. This is going to deserve a review, obviously. The action is, all right, so where's the detent? Let's see here. You clear the detent about right there, and then it drops. Okay, so right there. All right, so I can clear it. Oh, there's a Canada-made, British Columbia. You see that right there? It is made in Canada. This is not a USA-made knife, but it is also not a Chinese-made knife. It is made in Canada. It's really outstanding Canadian-made knife, I gotta say. Wow. I mean, it does have a little drop. It doesn't seem to, the lock, the detent doesn't catch it real well, so it's very super loose. Let me just make sure there's no, it is in there solid. I wonder, is this on phosphor bronze? I don't know. And what makes me look? It looks like it's caged bearings. I'm gonna guess they're caged bearings, but it is not a captive pivot. It looks like, is that T8? I don't know. That's worth checking out. Let's see what size that pivot is. So here's T8, here's T10s. Let's try T10 for the first one. I'm gonna guess Canadian made, it's probably a T10. Yeah, a T10. All right, so that's a T10. I'm gonna guess those are T8s, so that we have a T8 right there. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, T8, T10, T8, sorry. Is this a T10 down here? Oh yeah, that's a T10 also, so hold on. So the pivot, trying to get to it is a little challenging, but okay, so the pivot is a T10 as well. Interesting, interesting, very, very cool. All right, so T10, T10, T8s, and there's 4 T8s and 2 T10s. Very cool, very cool. I didn't see a screw on the inside of it. When I looked in there, I did not see it attached by a screw. It looks like this screw right here is holding the liner in place. And lockup engagement, good 50-60%. No blade play. No pivot lash. Let's listen to that detent. Any detent play? No. Listen to that detent again because it drops fast. So here we go. Let's get nice and close. It's clickety. You definitely can hear. Ooh, that's a nice snap. Listen to that. Definitely. Let's listen to that. Nice. Ooh, it's almost got that double snap to it. Is that feels like, oh, it's a nub. Is that a nub, or it's either a flattened ceramic ball or it's a nub? We got like a Brian Holt Blade Works. Ooh, that's too bright. What do we got going on there? It is a steel nub. Yeah, we got like I've seen, I think Brian Johnson, Brian, Sharp by Design, Brian Nadeau, he did, this first time I was experiencing that. He does this. Also, Holt Blade Works does the same thing. I believe somebody else does it too, and I have a knife from them. I just can't remember which one it is. Anyways, all right. So very cool. But I like the nub. You can hear that double kind of little double click click. I don't know if let me see if I don't know if you can hear it. I'll try to do if I can do it slow. It's like you hear like click. It sounds like it's quick, but it definitely can hear like a little double snap to it. Yeah, which is really cool. It gives it a nice crisp detent. It does work really well. Now I have a Band-Aid. It's like 4 Band-Aids over this because I cut myself on a knife, a really sharp knife. And it was a stupid way to cut myself. I was talking to my son, and my youngest son, he talks to me, and I get very distracted. He's not allowed to talk to me when I'm backing up a car because literally I've almost hit things. Because his superpower, I tell you, he needs to be a detective in the police or something, or go into sales, because he can start talking to you and you're completely distracted. And then next thing you know, you don't know what you're doing. And so he does that to me quite often. My other sons, no problem. But him, I don't know what it is he does. So he did that, and I was flicking my knife. I don't want to tell you which knife, because the knife is absolutely a dream, and it's not the knife's fault. It's my fault. Absolutely my fault. I was flicking, and then I just reached up, and I thought the knife had closed, and I reached up to push it, and I push like that, and I go into the knife, and it just slices through about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. So yeah, I had to stop the bleeding and pouring everywhere. It was just a horrible story, but I probably might have needed stitches, but I did a couple of Band-Aid, butterfly Band-Aids, put a lot of pressure in it. It's starting to heal up pretty well. So I think I'm okay. Might have a scar because I didn't get a beautiful little stitch on there, but we'll see. Man, this is crazy. Look at that action. This reminds me of the Rask or the Norseman. So I've handled the Norseman in BladeBinge or Blade Bar. I can't remember which one. It reminds me a lot of the Rask with a very different, larger blade design, a big old unique blade design. If you love the Norseman, you'll love it. If I can tell you, it's a great made knife. The Rask and the Norsemans are great made knives. Their aesthetics are not quite my cup of tea, right? I can tell you the rest is cool. I just wish I could tune the detent. Like this one, I hope you can tune the detent and make it just a little bit less drop shutty. It's not my knife, so I don't mess with anybody's knives. I will not mess with anybody's knives. Mr. Eddie's allowing me to check this knife out, and I believe these are favorites of his for regular carries, so I'm not gonna mess that up, right? Let's see here. Did he reprofile this edge? Yeah, he might have done a reprofile on the edge, but this is supposed to be 50. Oh yeah, that's sharp. All right, so we may have to cut just a little slice of paper just for fun. Come on, I got some sheets over here. If I can grab him without knocking everything over. All right, these are little tears left over from when I was cutting stuff, so I'm gonna cut. Oh yeah, so we'll save this one for one of the other knives that we're going to review here. We just need a little one. Let's see. Okay, so it does catch right there. There's a little, probably a little, you know, from use. Okay, so let me do that again. Well, maybe not. But boy, look at this. I mean, it is. Oops. It's a slicer. Wow. That's nice. That's nice. Very, very, very cool. I love this new tabletop, by the way. Colors comes through. It's great for your backlighting, the color correction. You don't have to do a whole lot. It's like really great on a camera trying to do auto coloring. But I got to tell you, man, sometimes it's hard to get stuff off. I'm just going to see. This is 15 degrees, so that means it should be low like this. And this in case there is like a little slight bird, that should take care of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a low angle. It definitely feels like 15. Wow, that's super slicey. That's cool. That's absolutely cool. Look at that. No stuff left over anywhere. Very cool. Yeah. All right, very, very nice. Very nice knife. Thank you, Mr. Eddie, for allowing me to check this one out. This is definitely cool. The Skaha II. The Skaha II. Now, I get it. Everybody talking about this is a cool one. And they're not, from what I gather, not super expensive. They're just, you know, it's a small family business. They make what they make, and you just got to get lucky and get in there when you want one. Now, this is not one of those super L premium, whatever crazy knives where you're going to probably get time maskets. I don't know if they do that. Maybe they do. I don't know. But this is like a real useful user kind of knife. And that's the thing. The contoured shape is really nice. There's no sharpness. Look at that. Even in here, this is something I've noticed. When people contour this, they don't always get the edge in here, but there's nothing sharp in there. I mean, that's a small detail most people would never notice. All right, let's feel this over. Even here, that's crazy. All right. My hat's off to you guys. Seriously, a lot of times they'll have this cut out. No one ever thinks about this once the lock bar is engaged, that this is kind of sharp. And so if your finger runs over this, it catches, it scratches. It sometimes can even, depending on how tender your hand is, if you got blisters, you've been using your knife a lot, it can cut you, right? Sometimes these can get really sharp. But that's even taken care of. That's a detail. That's a nice detail. Okay, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. It definitely would be a cool knife to try to get a hold of if I could. I don't know how it works and how you get on their list. I'm going to have to go to their website. Definitely go check them out for sure. North Arms. I'm going to assume Bladeworks, Knives, whatever. Is it North Arms? It's just North Arm. North Arm. So North Arm. They make knives. Very cool. Action is, let's see here. Drop this right there. Let's see. Does it clear? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm going to have to look and see if other people have these and they're able to tighten the pivot down, get a little stronger resistance, or maybe they strengthen up the lock bar, because that lock bar is super easy to disengage. It's not hard. This is not one of those where you're going to be doing this and then at 4 minutes later, and you're like, oh, my hand's so tired. I can't get my finger in there. I'm really pushing hard and it's getting tender. No, not at all. Fantastic. All right. Let's take a nice close look on this blade. I know you guys want to zoom in. So here's that North Arms drop point, CPM MagnaCut 60 to 62. Just keep that in mind. So if you are not cool with anything below 63, it may not be for you. If you're okay with 60 to 62, not ideal, not ideal. This might be interesting. I mean, I think for the price, if I remember, it's like $300. Probably under $300 if I remember correctly. If that has changed, you know, I'll have a link below, I hope, for the knife. I'm assuming there's links for them. And then you can see what they are down there. But MagnaCut, and then here's the Arctic Storm, very nicely contoured, very minimal screws, T10s, T8s, really nice. Look at that beautiful contoured shape on the handle. Makes it super comfortable. No edge in here that's sharp. couple of nice simple standoffs, a wire clip, basic wire clip. Looks like it's a little shorter, a little thinner than a typical, Spyderco clip, which means, yeah, very minimal movement. I mean, this is kind of long, but it's not, usually when you have a long wire clip, they move a lot. They move a lot. This is in there pretty solid, probably because this feels, not only, it looks a little thicker as far as the wire, which I think is really nice. It's got a simple lip up there. If we do a squeeze test, no hot spot anywhere. The only thing I can see that's a bummer for me, you see how that's kind of straight? It's not contoured up. That could be a little pinch if you tighten up here. And so for me, that is a bummer because sometimes I'll be in hard on a knife to do that. The jimping here is nice. It's very useful. You can go right across, no problem. You push in, it locks you in place. So that jimping is very functional there. But that's my only thing right there. That could be a little pinch point, especially if I'm doing a lot of hard cutting. Unless I have gloves on, it might be a little blister situation, right? All right, so let's look at the clip side back here. You've got the two T8s, two T10s there. We can see the liner in there, and on this other side, it's a solid piece of G10, which, you know, you're not paying for extra weight relief, extra milling. That adds cost, and so being that it's fat carbon, it's already relatively light. And so let's see, where's the center on this? It's kind of far back there. I mean, if they were to weight relief it, it could probably be a little more balanced. But I mean, I got to look this up. It keeps coming back to me as like a $250 knife, which for everything you get here is pretty phenomenal. I think it's good. All right, so here's the back of the blade. Nothing, completely blank. You see that? And there's the jimping on top. Very thin blade, comes out to a nice pokey tip. Great for getting dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, boxes, Amazon boxes, letters. Yeah, really, really nice. I think that's super cool. All right, so let me do a full kind of a view of it here. I'm going to kind of cover my finger here so you can see that beautiful knife and focus on the finger, focus on the knife, not my finger. I'm doing Freudian slips there. I think it's just simply gorgeous. I bet this is going to look really nice in the sun. A really beautiful reflection on that carbon fiber. All right, so let's look at the black here. The back part of it. It does have a lanyard loop, so there you go. And like I said, it's not super fully hidden, and the loop is right there, which is kind of where you would want if you're going to do a loop. So you lanyard folks, rejoice. I don't know how many there are out there, maybe 2 or 3, 4 or 5 of you guys who absolutely love your lanyards. I'm sure there's several more who they're okay with it, right? They like them on the right knife. But very cool, very cool. Yeah, this is a really neat knife. Thank you, Mr. Eddie, for letting me check this one out. This is the first part 1 of 3 because we're going to open 2 more, but very, very exciting knife. The North Arms Skaha II, really cool. He has a black G10. I really like this fat carbon one. That's probably, this one is probably going to cost more because it's fat carbon, right? Over G10. So I don't know if this one's $250. Maybe this is $300, $350. I don't know. I don't know. I'm check the link below. I'll have a link for it, I hope. Right? So, all right. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you consider hitting the subscribe button down below as well? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to everyone out there who watches the channel, who enjoys the content, who comments, who's on the live streams. I sure appreciate every one of you out there so very much. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, check out the notification button down below. If you hit that, you'll be notified of future content like this video. And also a big shout out to all my channel members out there. I appreciate you so very much. You guys have been so generous with your memberships. You allow me to do things I didn't think I'd be able to do in this channel till way down the road or even at all. So thank you. Thank you to all the channel members. As a way for me to say thank you because of the generosity of the channel memberships, I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. And it's not just a budget knife, it's usually a little nicer knife. Try to find something I think that's cool, either knife or some couple of things put together, just something above the weekly giveaway, something that's extra special for my members. So that's my way to say thank you to the channel members and to show my appreciation to you guys. If that sounds interesting, there's more. Before you even say that, all brand new channel members, if you've never gotten a channel member sticker, you became a brand new channel member, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a little thank you note just to say thank you. Thank you for becoming a channel member and supporting the channel. If you've been a channel member all this time, or you were a channel member before and became a channel member again, and are both currently a channel member right now, but you've never asked or received a sticker, from the channel, would you please email me as well? I'd love to mail you a channel member sticker and say thank you. I just need your name and address, right? So thank you. Thank you to all you guys out there. I sure appreciate you guys so very much. Hey, if you haven't also checked me out over on Instagram, check me out at Robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week.